Hello viewers, I'm Simon Preston and this is Reggae Boyz commentary. And then, as you can see by the title of this video, the Reggae Boyz of Jamaica have secured their first victory since the Chile match. And we're talking about May 2016. So this is our first win in 5 months. Unbelievable, isn't it? We've secured a 4-2 victory over the Golden Jaguars over Guyana, who are now eliminated from Caribbean Cup action. Now, what does this victory mean for Jamaica? It means that they're now one victory away from securing a spot into the 2017 edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Why is that? Well, on Saturday, Suriname played against Guyana. As you know, it's groups of 3 teams. Suriname beat Guyana 3-2, and now Jamaica has beaten Guyana 4-2 after extra time. So Jamaica currently sits at the top of the group with 3 points and a +2 goal difference, and Guyana is at the foot of the table with a -3 goal difference as a result of all the different action, and Suriname has a +1. So as we know, because of Hurricane Matthew, Jamaica was supposed to play against Suriname on October 5th at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, Arnett Garden Stadium, but because of safety reasons, because of Hurricane Matthew, that was postponed. So it's quite possible that the next FIFA date, which would be in November, would be the opportunity where this match will be played. I'm really hoping it's on a FIFA date because there's also a 5th place playoff, which CFU has made part of for this edition. So I prefer if we play this match on a FIFA date, the Jamaica-Suriname match, instead of just choosing a non-FIFA date and both teams just throw out their locals. Going into this match, well, I can tell you we have certainly gotten away with murder, putting it that way. The Guyanese, they started out brilliantly, pressuring the Jamaicans, making them push deep into their half, and we saw how it paid dividends for them, having between 65 to 70% possession within the first half an hour of this encounter. And for them, it paid off for them rewards where they scored 2 goals in the first half in this encounter, something that Jamaica has not done in a long time, concede 2 goals in one half. You know, it's very rare that this sort of occasion does happen, especially within CONCACAF and CFU. So looking at this sort of scenario, the Jamaicans were put under pressure from the get-go. And it was from as early as the 10th minute of the match that the Guyanese got the breakthrough through Butters. He was the one that gave them the breakthrough for this match. Adrian Butters, 28-year-old, who plays in Australia for Valentine Phoenix. He's the one that got the breakthrough for the Guyanese. And also 20 minutes later, he secured his team's 2nd goal, which gave them that 2-0 lead, and it put the Jamaicans truly in a difficult position. However, the second half, the Jamaicans started brightly. Between that point, between the 45th minute mark to the 60th minute mark, Jamaica had a 97% pass accuracy, and you could say that paid dividends throughout the spells that they had throughout that portion of the game, where Javon Watson got Jamaica's first goal, where he pulled one back for the Jamaicans. And just an interesting tidbit on him, Javon Watson is before this match, he was the only Jamaican-born player to score in 2016 for Jamaica, because if you remember, the first match, 2006, we played against Costa Rica, the 1-1, he scored in that encounter. The 3-0 against Costa Rica, obviously no goal scores from that. The Chile match, as you all know, it was Clayton Donaldson and Joel Grant that scored, and that was the last time we scored, basically, because we didn't score in the Copa America, and in addition to that, we did not score in the qualifiers against Panama and Haiti. So that really shows you a bit of perspective there. So Javon Watson was scoring his 4th international goal for Jamaica, his first against a CFU, 2nd against a CFU team. Sorry, 3rd against a CFU team, because he scored against Cuba in 2012, scored against them again in 2015, he scored against Costa Rica earlier this year, and now again scoring for Jamaica. And Jamaica had a penalty as well, but the Guyanese keeper, the young player, The 18-year-old saved it quite well. Kai Mackenzie Lyle, who plays for Barnet, and it is an interesting record. He's the only goalkeeper in international football to score in his debut, where he scored against Suriname a couple of days ago. So that's quite an interesting stat for him. So kudos for him where that is concerned, I guess. But after that, the Jamaicans equalized just on the stroke of the 90-minute mark, where Decoy Williams, who was playing in his first match for Jamaica since he tore his ACL and MCL against Guatemala in the 2011 Gold Cup. Can you believe it? Almost 5.5 years from that situation. You sprung a goal for Jamaica. Incredible, incredible scenes on that occasion. So kudos to Decoy Williams on that occasion, getting the equalizer for Jamaica. Now, a lot of people will be saying, well, it should have ended up as a draw. Well, in Caribbean Cup, especially for the 2016-2017 edition of the Caribbean Cup, there are no draws. If it's a tie, you go straight into extra time. That's exactly how it is. So you can feel it for the Guyanese, because they played 120 minutes against Suriname in Suriname and went again to play another 120 minutes. So it's a lot of football they're playing. You're talking about 4 hours worth of football that they have played over the course of the past 5-6 days. So it is truly tough for them. So let me just wrap up some things so far from the group, from around CFU, I should say. Curacao, kudos to Curacao. They have qualified for the CONCACAF Gold Cup for the first time in their history. Remarkable, isn't it? I'm proud of them because, as I've said in the Caribbean Football Weekly podcast, I think they're the most improved team of 2016 alongside St. Kitts and Nevis. They've truly put in the hard work and they deserve it after their 4-2 victory over Puerto Rico. And I'm going to get things very interesting on this one because Martinique has beaten Trinidad and Tobago 2-0. I predicted Martinique to go. So Martinique, they're going to the Gold Cup as well. So one non-FIFA member down, and they'll be going to the CONCACAF Gold Cup next year. Kevin Parseman scored in the 105th minute, and Stephen Langill in the 120th minute. So, you know what this means? Trinidad is going to have to go into the 5th place playoff. But guess what? You'd never believe it. Trinidad, who we know is in the hexagonal round for World Cup qualifiers, they start the hexagonal in November, and the 5th place playoff is in November. So how are you going to work that out? It's going to be a very interesting next few days, you know. Stephen Hart's a loss for him against this team. But let's shift focus back to Jamaica where this is concerned. As we know, the icing on the cake, the 4th goal was scored by Corey Burke, who was scoring his first goal for Jamaica. So wonderful sort of performance from him on this occasion, using his presence, and you could see it draw the Guyanese players out of position. So this was good for him, and this is his second cap. Let's not forget that for the 24-year-old, his second cap for Jamaica, as he made his debut against Haiti earlier last month. We remember during his spells with Rivoli United, we also saw him as well at St. George's College. So he's had quite a number of experiences, and now he's playing in the United States with Bethlehem Steel. So before I wrap up the show, I'm going to go quickly to the comments to see what you guys are saying, if there's any questions as well that you all may have. So I'm just going to skim through that, see whatever you guys have been saying. Let's see what you all have been saying in the comments. I remember as well on social media as well, you can message me, SimonP93 on Twitter. I'm on Snapchat, Simon.Preston93. All right. And as well on Instagram as well, Simon.Preston. You can come there. Nicholas Smith says, good luck. Trinidad really want an ex-Caribbean team in a World Cup. I understand what you mean, Nicholas, but as a Jamaican, I'm not going to support them, because that would mean that they would be going to 2 World Cups and we'll be going to 1. I know it seems a little bit bitter, but there are rivals in the Caribbean, if you understand what I mean. So that's the way it is right now. But yeah, that's how it is. Nicholas said again, hope we win though, but I have my doubts. If If you're referring to Jamaica, I do think that we can go and beat Suriname. I'd love to find out when exactly that match would be. That is my concern at this point in time. I'm very concerned. When would that be? Is it going to be on a FIFA date? Is it going to be, on a non-FIFA date? So it's quite interesting to see how things would plan out. So I'm very skeptical about this sort of situation. But because remember, we still have group as well. Haiti, as we know, who was badly affected by the Hurricane Matthew. They haven't even played a single game yet, and they have to go and play St. Kitts and Nevis and French Guyana. So there could be a lot of shifting up of different dates, but I just personally hope that it is on a FIFA date. That is what I'm hoping, and I do hope that when the CFU meets at CONCACAF, that there can be some sort of agreement that is being made. Before I continue, let me just say a big shout out as well to the Guyana Golden Jaguars official group on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. They were providing minute by minute contents and updates for this encounter and this match, sometimes pictures as well. So to all Guyanese in both groups, it's quite unfortunate commiserations that you're eliminated, but you're a team on the rise, and I know in the future you'll be coming even stronger. You have a good management team behind you. Jamal Shabazz has gotten the best out of players. I think Faisal Khan behind the scenes has been doing well in the marketing side of things. Very good technical brain as well. Chris Nurse, I hope he doesn't retire. I think that he does have something to add for you, Guyana, as well. So, yeah, that wraps up things from my end. I know I saw a comment in the comments who scored the third goal for. Currently seeing if I can try to find that right now. But it has been difficult because not much information has been provided on this match. What I can tell you is that Corey Burke has scored for Jamaica, Javon Watson has scored for Jamaica, and so has Decoy Williams. All have come from, according to the reports and all the media updates. So that's what we do know at this point in time. So should we get excited by this result? No. Should we have some optimism for our team? Yes, we should. However, we must continue to stay grounded. This match could have easily have been a loss. Easily. Guyana were very sloppy in the second half and in extra time as well. So you have to think better Caribbean teams and better teams in CFU would have closed the game out earlier. But that's football for you. You make use of your chances, and it's about limiting the number of mistakes that you make, and that's what happens at the end of the day. The fourth goal, Andrew Downey, was scored by Corey Burke. Nicholas Smith says, aren't the English-based players available? Yes, they are available because it's a FIFA date, and you're obliged when you're called up to the national team to accept the call-up. However, no English-based players were called up. I do not know why, to be honest with you. Well, yeah, that wraps up things from my end. Please follow me on Twitter at SIMEYP93, providing some more statistical content from the match as well. And that basically wraps up things from my end. Caribbean Football Weekly is going to come out every week, and I'll ensure to keep you all posted on the Jamaica versus Suriname clash, when it will be, the time, the location, etc. I know it's not World Cup qualifiers, but time flies. Can you imagine we finished second in the Gold Cup last year? Well, guess what? In less than a year's time is the next CONCACAF Gold Cup, and we want to win it. So far, so we know it's Curacao and Martinique definitely from the Caribbean going to the Gold Cup. Let's hope that we, Jamaica, and let's see which other team from the Haiti, French Guyana, and St. Kitts group will go through. So let's see how things are from that aspect. I'm Simon Preston. Thank you very much for all the viewers that I've seen streaming in live as well, and to all viewers watching this video as well. Please subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary. I would really appreciate it. I'm close to 600 subscribers, and I'm pushing for 1,000 before the end of the year, and pushing for 2,000 in 2017. I'm grateful for all the support you've given me, and I promise to continue up all the support, latest information to keep all of you informed. I'm Simon Preston. Have a pleasant evening and stay tuned for more content.